Greetings, fellow cooks, bakers, and food lovers, to another edition of the Blind Kitchen, where we entice the palate with only 4 senses. And today, we are making spinach dip for Thanksgiving. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving, which is a American holiday, where we watch football, have giant food coma, and gather as family and friends to show what we're thankful for the year. And it's kind of interesting that there's also a magical celebration that's similar, but more focused on giving back to Mother Nature and having thanks for the crops and fields.
I like to think of Thanksgiving as a food gathering. And sweet.
Well, some people have Thanksgiving, they have family, and then there's another version called Friendsgiving.
I think it'd be cool if you have a room place to do a Friendsgiving, to invite all your friends and have them bring something, even if it's just drinks. That way they can contribute something to the meal.
Well, that's the difference is that it's more like potluck, where everyone brings something different, but you're still So, I looked online and, like, when we made the pumpkin cheesecake, which I made that earlier today, and it's cool one. There wasn't really a set recipe I liked online, so I looked at about 10 to 12 different recipes and just pulled out what was common or what I thought would sound good together. And I probably will write it down later and post it down below in case any of you guys want to recreate it yourself. So what you'll need is a mixing bowl. I like using the silver one because a lot of our products are white and it's a good contrast. 1 8-ounce packet of cream cheese. 1 cup or 8 ounces of sour cream. 1 cup mayonnaise. 1 cup buttermilk. And you can buy buttermilk, or you can do my route, which is the easier way, is making it from scratch, which is 1 cup milk plus 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar, and let stand for 5 minutes, and that'll curl the milk.
Hey Nick, what substitution can you use if you're dairy intolerant?
So what I did is that when I made the pumpkin pies, I had half a can of the dense milk left. And instead of wasting it, I just used that to make my own buttermilk. But you could use soy, oats, almond milk. As long as it's milk, that's all you need. It doesn't have to actually have dairy in it or not. But you might have to change the quality of the lemon or the apple cider because it's that acidity that curdles the milk. So you have to be a little bit careful with that. And then we have spinach. We did 2 bags.
Yes.
Because when you cook spinach, it wilts and it goes from 2 big bites to a small handful.
I believe they're 2 9-ounce bags.
Yeah. And then our spices. We have salt and pepper, crushed garlic, because that is a place where we can get the actual garlic. Cajun seasoning, parsley flakes, and a little bit of thyme. Just a little bit of spice.
Yeah, because the cream cheese and sour cream will make it a little bland.
Right. So, like with the cheesecake, the first thing I'm going to do is cream the cream cheese. And I like doing this solely by itself without anything else added in. Because that way I can run the spoon and my fingers, if needed, through it to make sure there's no lumps. And that's the worst thing is doing your dip or cheesecake where there's a lump in it and you're like, ew.
Question.
Yep.
Since you are blind visually impaired and you had using your fingers, how do you keep things sanitary?
I usually wash my hands after every step.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're seeing that and like, oh, she used her finger.
No. Like, if you guys do watch the pumpkin cheesecake recipe we did with live stream, every ingredient I added, I'd wash my hands. So you can have to myself twice before I moved on to that step. So the next 3 ingredients I'm going to add and use the mixture is the sour cream, mayonnaise, and my buttermilk. And I usually add a liquid glass because that will help get any off the sides as well as make it easier for me to find lumps when I run my fingers through it. Okay, so we didn't show the mixing process because our hand mixer is loud. But all our cream base is nuts. We have the cream cheese, sour cream, mayonnaise,
Buttermilk.
and the buttermilk all blended in the vine. And I did run my hand through it once or twice, make sure there's no lumps.
We want it to be silky smooth.
And don't worry about looking really runny. Once you refrigerate, it will start picking back up. Now, the first one adding is the trussed garlic. I know most recipes actually call for you to take the garlic clove and cut it, smash it, and add it. But
Minced garlic is like a garlic clove. It's just minced up.
I was doing there.
Oh.
And then this is the closest we can get to it because they don't really sell actual garlic cloves in their stores. And you want to be careful because you do not need a lot of this.
Little goes a long way.
I recommend doing a half to 3/4 teaspoon of it. You can always add more. Right?
What's next?
Next is salt and pepper, which I just eyeball. If you want to do actual measurement, I'd say for all the spices, start with half a teaspoon and then slowly add more to it.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
Is this open? Oh, pepper.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake.
And then
What's next?
I have a little bit of parsley and Italian seasoning. I don't know which one's which.
We're gonna just hand them out for both, right?
Yep. I would recommend after you add your spices, do a little taste test to see if it needs anything else.
Because some might prefer it to be a little tiny bit of seasoning, and some might like spicy. This is a fun recipe to go by what you want it to preference. I mean, if you're making it for a party, I would just go for a small or like a moderate of spice. And you don't want it to be over spiced, and then nobody likes your dip because it's too spicy.
Yep. It was the Italian seasoning. I'd use my phone or just see it. Okay, that's another trick. If you can't see spice, is to do it in your hand and then add it in.
That way you don't accidentally add an entire bottle.
Exactly.
That can happen.
We're gonna do some mix. And yes, and you can left hand, you know right handed.
Show off.
What is there a term for this? Right handed does?
Ambidextrous.
Thank you. Big word for the day.
A big thanks to the word of the day, toilet paper.
And I got one spice.
What's that?
Cajun.
Ooh. See, that's not something I would think to add to a spinach dip, but...
I like adding this little tiny bit. And that's why I poured it in my hand. Because this is big and I totally pour it.
That'll be some spicy dip. Fire! Ooh, I made it a pretty color.
Did it? To me, it just looks white.
Yeah.
I think it's smart to get your base how you want it before you add spinach. Once you add spinach, it's going to be a lot harder to add more spice to it, in my opinion.
I would say when you go to add the spinach, to shred it up more.
So we taste tested it. And it needs a little bit of work.
What happened?
Now when I tasted it, all I tasted was the cream cheese, mayonnaise, and I had Lauren taste it for me second time because I thought it was Cajun and garlic. But you only tasted garlic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna add a little more spice. Because that is not a dip when you don't really taste anything else, right?
Chef Nikki, how would you fix this?
Adding more spices.
If you overuse the one spice, how would you blend it back together?
Well, you add other spices to counteract it. So we know garlic has more like a punch for his case.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I'm adding more of the ones that are more salty to balance it out.
Like salt and pepper?
Yep.
Parsley. I would add more parsley. It can't hurt.
No, man. That's a down season now. I just realized this is parsley. My bad.
Point problem.
And the only thing you're making
Crab dip.
crab dip, but also this imperial sauce. What's the only thing missing for that is it's only lemon juice and mayonnaise and egg whites.
For what?
If you're making imperial sauce, which is used for chicken chest feet or crab pretzel, it's mayonnaise, lemon juice, Old Bay, spices like parsley, and a little bit of basil, and then egg whites.
I didn't know that. It's so simple.
Yep. It was one of the things I had to make for our mom at the restaurant all the time.
I feel like this is better.
Alright, so our base is done. Off camera, we add more salt, parsley, and Italian seasoning. As I recommend, it's quite smart to start a little bit at the time and mix in. Because if you do too much, it's ruined. Right, Laura?
You can add more, but you can't take back more,
Right.
so...
So the last ingredient is spinach, and you're saying to shred it?
Yep, it's in itty bitty little pieces. I mean, it's up to you if you want to use the whole bowl of spinach that you have prepped or not. And some people like a little bit of spinach in their dip, and some like a lot. As Nicole said, we had purchased a spinach artichoke dip from the store, and it barely seemed like it had any spinach in it at all.
I was highly disappointed.
Ta-da! Oh, the spinach was shredded and incorporated into the mixture.
So, big thank you to Lauren. I could not shred the spinach because my hands are not strong enough.
Oh, we're a team.
So, Lauren shred it. Technique, if you don't have enough strength for your hands like me, is to either shred it with a food processor or cut it up with a knife and add it in.
And then just stir the mixture periodically after adding the spinach.
Yep. So, because we're not having this tomorrow, I am going to put this in an airtight Tupperware container and refrigerate it. And tomorrow I'll take it out and put it in a cute little dish to serve it on. And you want it to be airtight because of the fact there's a lot of dairy in this. That if any air pockets or it's open, it would ruin the whole thing. Ta-da!
Dang, that looks good.
So, Lauren was teasing because she's like, it didn't look like it makes a lot, but I think only 3 or 4 of us actually like spinach dip, so plus all our favorite eats tomorrow, I think this is plenty. The whole thing about this is that you can just always take out like a little bit at a time and put in dinner or put in bowls to share, and you can refrigerate it, or if it doesn't eat that day, you can freeze it for up to 2 weeks and it'll still be good.
What would you recommend to eat it on?
Well, tomorrow we're going to do club crackers as well as pita crackers since I like them a little better. It's like generic dips. You should also use different vegetables. Some people use like biscuits or bread or pretzels. Pretty much anything you think that would do with a dip would work for this.
Right.
And like I said, don't worry about it locally. It's like that now because everything's melted down. But once it's refrigerated at night, it should fit them back up. And so this is what I'm making for Thanksgiving.
And the cheesecake.
Yep. And then tomorrow, my mom, my sister will tag team and make a lot of other stuff. Because unfortunately, I still have to deal with the stereotype that they don't think I can do a lot of stuff for Thanksgiving in the kitchen. So
You know a lot of things other than a turkey you've made before.
I know. But sometimes you can't help people think. Let's set that down. That's fine. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to make other dips or other side dishes, comment down below. And until next time, treat your palate to something new. Bye!
Happy Thanksgiving!